Students, today we'll be talking about email writing. What is an email? Email. The full form of email is an electronic mail. It is today's most important means of personal and business communication. Because today's world is basically an era of communication, electronic communication. It's an era where technology is used in its fullest limit. So for communication also, rather than sending letters or using mobile phones, the fastest way and the most effective way of communication these days is writing an email. And an email can be personal or business. Now there are two types of emails, personal email and business email. Personal is an informal email where an informal writing tone is required and it is written to friends and family, people you know, your acquaintances, people you already know and you are friendly with. And you write such an email using a casual tone, that means informal tone, a friendly tone. And a business email is a formal email in which the written language and the whole tone has to be very structured and professional. It is used for people in authority, officials, management, principals, managers. So these are the people you write to, and a formal email or a business email is written to people you don't really know and you only want to have a formal communication with them and nothing else. And the language of such an email should always be very formal and very structured. No unnecessary things have to be included in such an email. Only you have to be up to the point. You will only mention the points which are required, which are necessary, and nothing personal and unreasonable has to be mentioned in such emails. Now, this is how an email looks like. You all have sent emails or you probably have received email, and this is what an email looks like, where there is a box, and in the box there are various sections such as to, CC, subject, and then there is a section for attachments. That means if you want to attach a picture or a document along, or you want to attach photos or videos. And then there would be a section to send an email or save an email or cancel. If you don't want to send it, you can even cancel it, or you can save it to be mailed later. This is a normal structure of an email. Okay. Now, elements of an email, that means what is required in an email. Now, these are the most important elements in an email. First is from. In from section, you will write down the sender's email ID. Then to, where you would write down the receiver's email ID. That means who you are sending the email to. And then would come the date. And the format of the date has to be exactly like the one that I have mentioned in front of you. Month, date, comma, year, comma, time. Time is always mentioned in an email. Then you have CC. CC is carbon copy. Carbon copy means if I am sending an email to somebody and I also want to attach an email to somebody else, so I will add the other email ID in the CC section. Carbon copy. That means it's a carbon copy of an email that I have sent to the person mentioned in the to section. Okay, and usually the carbon copy email, you can say it's not compulsory to mention something in the carbon copy. You can leave it like that also. But if you have to send a copy, and usually the people who, the addresses which we mention in the CC section, they do not need to reply to your email. It's just a carbon copy. You only want such people who are mentioned in CC section just to read and be informed about your email. The only person who has to reply to your email would be the one whom you have sent through the to section. Carbon copy is only for the people you want them to read the email and you want them to be informed about the email. That's it. Okay. And then you have BCC. BCC is blind carbon copy. Now, the people you mention in BCC will not come to know who the other people are whom you've sent the email ID. Maybe, for example, in BCC section, I write down rajat@gmail.com, rohit@gmail.com, kiran@yahoo.com. So, Kiran will not come to know that the email has been sent to Rajat. or Rohit. Rohit will not come to know that the email has been sent to Rajat and Kiran. So all the email IDs that I have mentioned in the BCC section will not come to know who are the other people who have been sent this email. So basically you want to hide it from them, and you don't want each one of them to know that who are the other receivers of the email. Now, and BCC section is mostly used for people, for example, let's take up an example of a shopping website, let's say Myntra. Now, there are so many customers in Myntra. Now, Myntra has to send one email of a deal that they have come up with to 20 people. Now, Myntra is not going to write all the 20 email addresses in the 2 section or CC section. So, they will mention most of the email addresses in the BCC section, because they don't want all their customers to have the data of all other customers also. They don't want to leak the data. So if I get a mail from Myntra, I will not come to know who are the other email addresses that have been mentioned by Myntra in the BCC section. I will only assume that this mail has been sent only to me. I will not know who are the other people who have received this mail. Then comes the subject. Subject is the title, basically, what your email is about. Then the salutation. Salutation would be sir and ma'am for formal. Sir, ma'am, that's it. Don't write respected or dear, nothing else. And for informal, you will write down dear and then the name of the person. Dear Rohit, dear Karan, dear Kiran, whosoever the people are. Finally comes the ending. If it's a formal email, you will write down regards. And if it's in an informal email, you will write down yours. And under regards, you will write down sender's full name, and under yours, you will write down the sender's first name, because it's an informal email. Moving ahead, do's and don'ts. Now, there are certain things that you have to keep in mind while writing an email. Now, let's first look at the do's. Email has to be very informative, and the subject line has to be very interesting. Now, your subject is one thing which is either going to make your email a success, or it would lead the receiver not to read your email. So write interesting email in which the subject is written correctly and it is up to mark. Subject should easily make the reader understand what the email is about. Maybe there is a meeting, so you can write down meeting at 12 p.m. on 5th August. Everything is clear in the subject only, so that they understand what is there, and if they don't have the time, they would come to know what is written in the subject and what is going to be in the email. And make sure your subject is short. It should not move on to the second line. It should finish in one line only. You can use number and bullet points to make your message clear. So when you are writing your message, maybe you are sending an email to a book dealer or a bookshop owner and you want to order some books. So when you have to write the names of the books that you want to order, you can put them in bullet points or you can number them, so that everything is clear and the email looks neat. Then write short sentences. Don't write too long sentences. Email always has to be very compact and precise. It should not be unnecessarily long. Make paragraphs to ensure that email looks clean. So you have to make your email and write your email in paragraphs. If it's a very short thing, okay, fine, finish it in 4-5 lines. If you think that it is more than that, then divide your emails in short paragraphs, because the email looks clearer and understandable to your receiver, whosoever is going to receive your email. Don'ts, things that you should not do and things that you should avoid while writing emails is stick to the point, keep the email, keep it short and simple. Do not write hello in the subject line. Okay, do not write hello. Now, so many times people write down hello in the subject. Hello is not the subject of your email, right? Hello is not what your email is about. In the subject, you are only going to write what your email is about. Hello and such salutations would come later on. Then no short forms and slangs. Please do not write short forms like for how are you write down HWR. For WhatsApp or WhatsApp, you will write down what's and up, as in slangs and short forms. Do not use them. They make your email hold less value in front of the reader. Whether it's formal or informal, prefer not to use short forms and slangs even in an informal email. No smileys. Smileys are not required. Though they are available these days while you're writing email, such sections are there, but please don't use such smileys. They make emails a little foolish also, and your email would look a little kiddish. So you have to make your email look more practical and more mature. No lines using all capitals. Don't write your email in capitals like how are you. Such emails, if everything is written in capitals, it looks a little rude to the reader. So everything has to be in short form. The first letter can be in capitals, but the rest of the thing has to be in the lower case, not in all capitals. Email has to be short and keep it simple. Now your format of an email. This is your format of an email. From, to, date, CC, BCC, subject. And then you will leave a line. There would be salutation. If it's informal, you will write dear. If it's formal, you will write on sir or ma'am according to the person you're addressing. Then leave one line and there would be your paragraph. And finally leave one line. If it's an informal email, you will write down yours. If it's formal, you would write down regards. And then in the last line, if it's formal, you will write down sender's full name. If it's informal, you will write down the sender's first name. This is the format of an email. Now let's try to fill in this format and see how things look like. From raman@gmail.com. Now what most of the students do is when you are writing at and Gmail, you leave spaces in between. Please do not leave spaces. See, after Raman there is no gap. After @, after Gmail there is no gap. So please do not leave gaps while writing. To, and after every heading like from, to, date, put colons like this, 2 dots that have been mentioned. No dashes, okay, put colons. So to rohit@yahoo.com, date, again the format I told you, August, month and then date, comma, year, comma, time. CC, carbon copy has been sent to nitika@helpageindia.com. BCC is not required because this email does not have to be sent to other people. Subject, donating to help. Now the title is clear. That means somebody wants to donate, or probably somebody wants to inspire people to donate and contribute. So let's see what the email is about. Sir. Now why sir has been mentioned? Because email has been sent to Rohit. It's a male, so we will write down sir. I am a resident of Dharamshala, Himachal Pradesh. I recently came to know about your organization HelpAge India is working for empowering the children who do not have any means to receive education. You all are doing a commendable job. Now, second paragraph. In first, you have mentioned the basic thing that I know about your organization and I am so and so. Now, second, you all are doing a commendable job and I want to contribute towards making your program a success. I want to donate a certain amount so that you can do all that is possible to send such kids to schools. Now, final line, kindly provide me your banking details so I can get the amount transferred. This contribution would certainly make me feel good and productive. Then you would leave one line, regards, because it's a formal email, so I would write regards, Raman Walia, full name. Why Raman? Because in the from section, the name Raman has been already mentioned, so Raman Walia. This is what an email should look like. It should be short, it should be precise, and everything has to be clear. I hope you've understood what an email is, what the format of an email is, and make sure whenever you write an email, you put it in a box. That's what happens when you compose an email in an actual email section as well. So whenever you write an email in your notebooks or your exams, put the whole thing in one box. Don't put lines after everything. When you complete the email, put it in one box, one square box. Kindly go through all the things and don't forget the format. Thank you, all of you.